so much for joining me back. In last week's episode, I started opening up more about my journey on becoming a mother and about my loss, which I carry with me. After that loss came the healing in the morning and the preparation. Hope stood strong. I was so grateful to all the women who stood by me and lifted me up, and my rock, my wife, who held me, listened to me. I was strong for the both of us. After everything that we walked through, we decided to try another IVF transfer. We had to wait 3 months so that my womb can heal, so that we can heal emotionally, physically, and prepare. One of the hardest things that I had to go through was waiting for the GNC. The stillness that I had to go through, the heaviness of that. After healing through that, there was still hope. There was still the wanting of us to start our family. But even after deciding to do it, that fear was always present. That fear of failing again, the fear of loss. But you just keep pushing, because at the end of the day, if you don't have hope, then what do you have? The day of the transfer, we were calm, we were filled with love, holding each other as always. I'm so grateful for my wife. And it's always hard after the transfer, the waiting. That's always the most nerve-wracking part. I'll never forget the day where I got that positive pregnancy test. I was so excited, I couldn't wait for my wife to get home. I'll never forget, I took a red lipstick and wrote on the mirror, "We're gonna be mommies," and I put the pregnancy test right on the sink for her to see, and I couldn't wait for her to see it. Even after getting the positive pregnancy test, that fear was always looming over me. I couldn't relax until every time I would feel at ease was seeing the baby on the sonogram screen, hearing that heartbeat. It was through that loss that we were referred to a perinatal doctor, which just monitors your placenta and the fetal growth. I was so thankful because through that process, we discovered that my placenta was not giving the baby enough blood flow, where I had to be put on a second dose of blood thinners. So I went from 1 to 2 blood thinners a day. Woo! More needles. And people get the idea like, well, what's the big deal? Look at all your tattoos and piercings. I'm like, when it comes to medical needles, that's totally different. I was so grateful to my doctors and in learning, because through all this pregnancy research, I did not know that if you are high risk, you should have a perinatal doctor. So I encourage women in my life that are pregnant, that are high risk, to look into a perinatal doctor. And after this wonderful miracle, my wife said I was textbook pregnancy. It was 3 months of constant throwing up. I don't know why they call it morning sickness, because I was sick 24 hours a day. I couldn't keep anything down. My wife would be like, I would know where my wife would work because whenever she came home, she would bring me some food. If she worked in Brooklyn, I knew she was bringing me Brooklyn pizza. If she worked in the Bronx, she was bringing me the Bronx Chinese food. And I would enjoy it, eating it, and then I would run to the bathroom. She's like, babe, you just finished eating it. Well, it came right back up. I'll never forget, for my birthday, she took me to my favorite place, and as soon as we got into the car, what do you think happened? It was all coming up, and I was crying and laughing all at the same time. And she was like, babe, I don't know what to do. Are you crying? Are you laughing? And I was like, you just can't make it up. It's so comical. You just want to keep something down, and it's like your body has another idea. And my pregnancy, boy, was I grateful for it, but it was a gift that kept on giving. I developed gestational diabetes, and I believe that it was because of my PCOS, which gives me insulin resistance. What a treat. But I was still just focusing on gratitude of being thankful that I was pregnant and that it was sticking and that my baby was growing and flourishing. Whatever I was being thrown at, I was just gonna do the best that I could. And pricking myself 10 times a day wasn't fun, but I was gonna do anything and everything for my baby. After the gestational diabetes, soon after came my swollen legs. They were ginormous, and they would get so big that I would literally, my wife would buy bags of ice so that I could just soak my legs and elevate them. I remember that summer because I gave birth to my baby in July, and that summer was so hot. We always took a trip with our friends. One of our great friends always has all the girls over, and everyone chipped in and was elevating my legs, and we went to the beach and everyone was getting water and pouring them on me. I felt so loved, so supported, so blessed. I'll never forget all that love and support from all those women who I hold so dear in my heart. My biggest supporter and my biggest rock, my wife. I am so grateful to her. During all of the pregnancy, she was always there. What was most incredible was that 3 months after my IVF transfer and positive result, my wife went in for our little miracle baby. And it was the most amazing time for us. We just thought we wanted one sleepless phase, one diaper phase, one potty training phase, but the most important thing was that we wanted our girls to grow up together. Everyone thought that we were bananas, but we knew what we were doing, or so we thought. And after everything we walked through, all the fear, all the strength that it took to get here, and the day finally came when I was going to get to meet her. We were going to get to meet our rainbow baby. And I'll share that part with you guys in next week's episode. Thank you so much for being here with me. Sending you so much love.